News this afternoon that country music legend George Jones has died. Jones had #1 songs in 5 separate decades and recorded more than 150 albums.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. But I met my hero, and this is very important, believe me.
George Jones, the legendary country maestro behind hits like He Stopped Loving Her Today, is causing a stir from beyond the grave. Brace yourselves for some jaw-dropping revelations spilled by his wife, even though he left us a decade ago. Despite being gone, George Jones's legacy stands tall, but there's a twist in the tale. In recent interviews, colleagues have showered him with well-deserved praise, but there's more to him than meets the eye.
I love George.
Oh, I know.
That was my buddy.
I know you did, baby, and I think he's everybody's buddy.
Join us as we uncover the shocking truths spilled by George Jones's wife. This isn't your typical country tune. It's a revelation roller coaster that you won't want to miss. Early years. Meet George Jones, the Texan country crooner who rode the 60s wave to global acclaim and never hit the brakes, etching his name in country music history as one of its most influential singer-songwriters. Dubbed the Possum, Jones's unconventional climb to stardom kicked off on the Beaumont streets, where he strummed for tips and eventually led him to become a powerhouse in the genre. George Glenn Jones, born on September 12, 1931, in Saratoga, Texas, emerged from the Big Thicket region, surrounded by a musical family. His father, George Washington Jones, played harmonica and guitar in a shipyard, while his mother, Clara, showcased her piano skills at the local Pentecostal church. Despite a rocky start, a doctor dropped him at birth and broke his arm. Jones found solace in country music, discovering the likes of Roy Acuff and Bill Monroe on Saturday nights with his parents. Life took a somber turn with the early death of George's sister Ethel, worsening his father's drinking habits. The household became a battleground, with George Washington Jones inflicting both physical and emotional scars on his family. Yet, it was this adversity that fueled Jones's determination to sing, an escape from the tumultuous home life he endured. Leaving home at 16, George Jones headed to Jasper, Texas, where he shared his voice and guitar skills on the KTXJ radio station, alongside fellow musician Dalton Henderson. A move to the Crissy radio station proved fateful when he encountered his musical idol, Hank Williams. Jones, in a trance, admitted, "I couldn't think or eat nothing unless it was Hank Williams." This encounter marked a turning point, setting him on a trajectory to greatness. Jones's personal life had its share of drama. His first marriage to Dorothy Bonvillian in 1950 was short-lived. The couple had a daughter, Susan, ending in divorce a year later. The call of duty beckoned, and Jones served in the United States Marines until his discharge in 1950, stationed in San Jose, California. Despite a tumultuous upbringing, Jones's journey wasn't a tale of despair, but one of resilience and musical triumph. His father's alcohol-fueled demands for impromptu performances catalyzed George to become a singer, not out of choice, but necessity. In his autobiography, Jones reflected on the contradictory nature of his father, a hard-working man with a penchant for excess drinking. From the streets of Beaumont, George Jones's pursuit of his musical dreams defined his legacy. The meeting with Hank Williams and the personal struggles he faced were mere chapters in the epic tale of the Possum's rise. He didn't just play for tips on street corners. He played his way into the hearts of millions, leaving an enduring mark on country music that echoes through the ages. George Jones, a true legend, showed the world that a troubled past could pave the way for a triumphant musical future. Jones's triumph. Post-divorce, Jones enlisted in the U.S. Marines during the Korean War. No overseas deployment for him, though. Instead, he found himself stationed in San Jose, California, strumming his love for music in city bars. Discharged in 1953, he continued his musical journey, catching the ear of producer Pappy Daly, who promptly inked him to Starday Records. Daly wasn't just a producer. He became Jones' manager, a partnership that stood the test of time. In '54, he tied the knot with Shirley Ann Corley. Musically, the year was a mess, with 4 singles going unnoticed. But '55 saw a reversal of fortune with Why Baby Why, hitting #4 on the country charts. Hits kept coming. What Am I Worth? Just One More and Don't Stop the Music, each claiming a spot in the country's top 10. The decade closed with his first #1 single, White Lightning, a comical gem that even crossed over into the pop charts. By the early 60s, Jones was a country music heavyweight, belting out chart toppers like Window Up Above and the #1 hit Tender Years. '62 brought another signature tune, She Thinks I Still Care. The next year, he teamed up with Melba Montgomery for the successful album What's in Our Heart. The hits didn't stop. The Race Is On and Love Bug kept Jones riding high on the charts. Solo or in collaboration, he excelled. Notable tracks from the late 60s include I'm a People and As Long as I Live, along with the '69 duet album with Gene Pitney, I'll Share My World with You. Jones, always one to remember, tied the knot with Shirley Ann Corley in 1954. His first record, No Money in This Deal, was cut on January 19, 1954, and released in February on Starday Records. His mentor, H.W. Pappy Daly, guided him during the early recording sessions. While at KTRM in Beaumont, he earned the nickname Possum. Early on, Daly advised him against mimicking Hank Williams and Lefty Frizzle. In '55, success knocked on Jones's door with Why Baby Why. Touring with the Louisiana Hayride, he shared stages with Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash in '55. Despite Presley's rise, Jones resisted pressure to venture into rockabilly. He called his rock and roll attempts frisbees, and later tried unsuccessfully to buy back the masters. Moving to Mercury in '57, he found success with the duet Yearning. Despite chart-topping singles, he still traveled the rural circuit, playing honky-tonks in a '40s Packard. '59 brought his first Billboard country chart topper, White Lightnin', a more authentic rock and roll sound. Jones, a prolific songwriter, penned many hits during this period. Window Up Above and Seasons of My Heart became standards. Signing with United Artists in '62, his career soared with hits like She Thinks I Still Care. His voice deepened and he developed a unique singing style. His live performances were backed by the Jones Boys, a talented group that included notable musicians like Dan Schaefer and Hank Singer. In the '80s and '90s, Ron Gaddis led the Jones Boys as the band leader. The legendary Merle Haggard once praised Jones, recalling how he left a tour to hear Haggard's song, I Threw Away the Rose, stating that it changed his life. Jones's journey, marked by hits and highs, solidified his status as a country music icon. Personal life. In the throes of George Jones's personal life, turmoil struck once again. His ongoing battle with substance abuse had already taken a toll on his second marriage when he met and fell in love with fellow country star Tammy Wynette, sealing the fate of his union with Shirley. Their divorce in 1968 marked the beginning of a new chapter as Jones and Wynette, more than just a romantic pair, began making music together. Breaking ties with the past, Jones collaborated with Tammy's producer, Billy Sherrill, adding a polished sound to his country repertoire. As the country duo took the music scene by storm, their partnership appeared auspicious, with duets like The Ceremony and Take Me reaching the top 10. However, behind the scenes, the fairy tale unraveled. The TV show George and Tammy serves as a poignant retelling of their time together, unveiling a side of their relationship that goes beyond the harmonies and chart-topping success. The revelation delves into George Jones's struggle with alcoholism, a battle that cast a dark shadow over his marriage with Tammy. The second episode of the show depicts a disturbing incident where Jones, in a drunken state, frightens Tammy to the point of her running away in the dead of night. This chilling portrayal reflects the reality of Jones's life, where his addiction transformed him into a completely different person when intoxicated. Tammy Wynette's autobiography, Stand By Your Man, adds another layer to this narrative. In vivid detail, she recounts being on the receiving end of Jones's violent outbursts during bouts of alcohol-induced rage. Instances like Jones chasing her through their Nashville house with a loaded rifle and scuffles leading to bruises on her face paint a harrowing picture of their tumultuous marriage. Despite the lack of legal proof for these accusations, Wynette's decision to file for divorce underscores the gravity of the situation, revealing a fractured relationship that couldn't withstand the brunt of Jones's addiction. George Jones, for his part, admitted to struggles with alcohol but vehemently denied ever laying a hand on Tammy. Over time, he confessed to other bizarre behavior while intoxicated, such as missing shows to gain the title of No-Show Jones or using a lawnmower to reach the liquor store. The line between truth and haze becomes increasingly blurred, as Jones, perpetually inebriated during these episodes, may not have clear recollections of events. Behind the scenes, Jones's battle with substance abuse persisted, straining his relationship with Wynette. In 1973, Wynette filed for divorce, signaling a breaking point in their tumultuous journey. Despite attempts at reconciliation, their marriage continued to decline. The 1974 solo hit, The Grand Tour, echoed Jones's heartache, a gut-wrenching ballad about the end of a marriage. In 1975, Jones and Wynette finalized their divorce, yet the musical partnership endured with hits like Golden Ring and Near You. In unraveling the layers of George Jones's life, the recent revelation by his wife catalyzes revisiting the complexities of fame, addiction, and the fragile dynamics that define human relationships. The TV show George and Tammy adds a poignant chapter to the legacy of two iconic country artists, reminding us that even behind the greatest harmonies, there can be discord and dissonance. The revelation. George Jones's wife has just shattered the silence, confirming what many suspected. The legendary musician left us a whopping 10 years ago. The shockwaves reverberated through the music industry as this revelation swung open the door to a flood of unexpected insights into George Jones's life. This journey extends far beyond the glitz and glamour of the spotlight. Nancy Jones, the woman at the heart of this revelation, wasn't even a fan when she stumbled into a George Jones concert in 1981. Little did she know, fate had something extraordinary in store. Their connection quickly deepened, leading to marriage 2 years later. Yet Nancy faced an uphill battle. George, infamous for being no-show Jones due to his struggles with drinking and drugs, needed a savior for his faltering career. Cue Nancy, who took charge, firing Jones's team and persuading him to make amends with past booking agents. But the ride was no joyous journey. Nancy endured an 18-year struggle to keep Jones sober, filled with tears, arguments, and even violence. In her own words, their marriage was a roller coaster, and when George drank, a devil seemed to take over him. The challenges persisted until a near-fatal car accident in 1999 served as a wake-up call, compelling Jones to make a deal with God for sobriety, a promise he kept until his passing in 2013. Nancy Jones, convinced that she was sent by God to rescue George from his demons, didn't stop there. She took charge of the George Jones Museum, a sprawling testament to the country legend's legacy. The museum, spanning over 44,000 square feet, houses memorabilia, photos, video displays, and interactive experiences, providing fans with an immersive journey through George Jones's iconic career. Fast forward to the present, and Nancy Jones is telling the tale in her own words. In her book, Playing Possum, My Memories of George Jones, she unveils the 30-plus-year love story she shared with the late country artist. Her recent battle with COVID-19, which she describes as a brush with death, becomes the catalyst for revealing the unfiltered truth about George's struggles and the demons they faced together. The book, hitting the top spot on Amazon, paints a candid picture of George Jones's dark side, his bad behavior during bouts of alcohol and drug-fueled episodes. Nancy, however, emphasizes her unwavering love for the man behind the demons, fighting for the good in him. As the demons surfaced, she witnessed a spiritual healing that not only brought her closer to God, but also, she believes, secured George's place in heaven. Through all the turbulence, Nancy Jones still feels George's presence, especially when she visits his gravesite. So buckle up, folks, because the truth about George Jones's tumultuous life is out, and it's one wild ride of love, redemption, and an unwavering commitment that goes beyond the grave. Battling addiction. Jones battled with alcoholism and drug abuse, a struggle that took a toll on his personal and professional life. His journey with alcohol began early in his career, but took a dark turn in the late 60s, reaching a breaking point after his father died in 1967. The impact of alcohol on his marriages earned him the nickname No-Show Jones, as he frequently missed performances. Seeking help for his drinking problem in 1967 didn't bring lasting change, and Jones's life continued to unravel. Cocaine entered the picture, worsening his situation. Legal troubles followed, with a lawsuit for drunkenly assaulting 2 women in Nashville in December 1976. In 1978, he faced arrest for physically attacking his ex-girlfriend, Linda Wellborn, revealing a downward spiral fueled by drugs and erratic behavior. Financial struggles mounted, leading Jones to file for bankruptcy in 1978 with over $1 million in debt and owing $36,000 in child support to Wynette. Living in his car by 1979, he experienced a significant decline in health, marked by weight loss. Admitted to Hillcrest Psychiatric Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama in 1979, Jones's battle persisted as he faced hospitalizations and arrests, demonstrating the grip of his addiction. It wasn't until his 4th marriage to Nancy Sepulveda that Jones found the strength to leave behind alcohol and drugs. Despite claiming sobriety multiple times, he faced hospitalization and arrests again. By 1983, his health deteriorated significantly, leading to another admission to Hillcrest. Doctors warned of the potentially fatal consequences if he didn't reform. Jones's journey finally took a positive turn when he credited his sobriety to Nancy Sepulveda, his fourth wife. Their marriage endured until his death. However, by 1983, his health had already started deteriorating, prompting another admission to Hillcrest. The stark warning from doctors highlighted the urgency of reforming his lifestyle to avoid a tragic end. Jones's struggle with addiction, legal troubles, and financial woes ultimately found resolution in his commitment to a new chapter, marked by sobriety and the support of his fourth wife. Comeback. In the early 1980s, George Jones found himself at a crossroads, with a 6-year drought of #1 singles and critics questioning his relevance. The turning point arrived in April 1980 with the release of He Stopped Loving Her Today, a song penned by Bobby Braddock and Curly Putman. Despite initial skepticism from Jones, this poignant masterpiece defied expectations, skyrocketing to #1 on the country charts and reigning supreme for an astounding 18 weeks. The song's narrative, depicting a man's unwavering love even beyond death, struck a chord with audiences and remains one of the greatest country songs of all time. He, known for his realism and emotive delivery, breathed life into the song's melancholic essence, especially in the line, "The first time I'd seen him smile in years." Despite his dislike for the track, he acknowledged its role in reviving his fading career, stating, "A 4-decade career had been salvaged by a 3-minute song." The Grammy Award for Best Male Country Vocal Performance in 1980 and multiple accolades from the Academy of Country Music and Country Music Association further validated the song's impact. This unexpected success prompted CBS Records to renew Jones's recording contract and propelled him back into the spotlight. An HBO television special titled George Jones, with a little help from his friends, showcased his musical prowess alongside legends like Waylon Jennings, Elvis Costello, Tanya Tucker, and Tammy Wynette. Despite battling alcohol and cocaine demons, Jones continued to captivate audiences, even making memorable, albeit inebriated, appearances at awards shows. Jones's struggles spilled into public view, with high-speed car chases and confrontations with the police making national headlines. However, behind the scenes, a stark contrast emerged between his alter ego when under the influence and his sober, friendly, and down-to-earth demeanor. Nick Tosquez, in a 1994 article, noted that fame and fortune had seemingly left Jones unchanged, and he remained impervious to their allure. In 1981, his life took a pivotal turn when he met Nancy Sepulveda, divorcee from Louisiana. Nancy became a stabilizing force, managing Jones's career and steering him away from destructive habits. Her positive influence played a crucial role in saving Jones from the clutches of addiction, and he credited her with turning his life around. Despite initial reservations, Nancy saw beyond Jones's struggles, recognizing the good in him. The early 80s saw Jones collaborating with Merle Haggard on the album A Taste of Yesterday's Wine, showcasing flawless singing despite his visible physical deterioration. The hits kept coming, with I'm Not Ready Yet, Same Ol' Me, Still Doin' Time, Tennessee Whiskey, We Didn't See a Thing, a duet with Ray Charles, and I Always Get Lucky With You, the last securing Jones's final #1 in 1984. Navigating the complexities of fame and personal demons, his story took a positive turn with Nancy by his side. Despite a fall 1983 drunken rampage and a stint at Hillcrest Psychiatric Hospital, Jones embraced sobriety in 1984. His first sober show in Birmingham marked a renewed commitment to his craft and fans. Jones, in interviews, openly expressed regret for past indiscretions, emphasizing the impact on fans and loved ones. The late 80s witnessed a mostly sober Jones consistently releasing albums, including Shine On, Jones Country, You've Still Got a Place in My Heart, Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes, and Wine-Colored Roses. His video for the 1984 hit Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes earned the CMA Award for Video of the Year, showcasing Jones's enduring influence. In the face of challenges, Jones's resilience, personal growth, and commitment to his craft shone through in the 1980s. His journey reflects not only the highs and lows of a country music icon, but also the redemption and transformation possible when faced with adversity. The legacy of George Jones endures not just in chart-topping hits, but in the indomitable spirit that defined his storied career. Legacy. Jones was a stalwart defender of the genuine essence of country music, as he emphasized in a 2006 interview with Billboard, stating, "It's never been for the love of money. I thank God for it because it makes me a living, but I sing because I love it, not because of the dollar signs." Beyond his dedication, Jones actively supported emerging country artists whom he believed shared his fervor for the genre. Alan Jackson in 1995 underlined Jones's greatness, noting that despite his legendary status, he exuded the down-to-earth demeanor of an ordinary guy from the gas station. Following Jones's demise, Andrew Muller, in Uncut, hailed him as one of the finest interpretive singers who ever lifted a microphone. Muller suggested that any country songwriter over the last 50 years likely wondered about the experience of hearing their lyrics sung by Jones's unmistakable voice. Nick Tosches, in a 1994 article for the Texas Monthly, provided a vivid analysis of Jones's vocal style, commending its exceptional range, natural elegance, and clear tone. In The New Republic, David Hajdu acknowledged the uniqueness of Jones's voice, describing it as a blend of strange beauty and method acting, where the appeal lay not just in the words, but also in the tones produced. Reflecting on a conversation with Jones, David Cantwell disclosed that the singer's approach to singing involved summoning memories and feelings that aligned with the character in the song. Cantwell likened Jones to a singing method actor, skillfully creating an illusion of authenticity. Rich Kinsley, in the liner notes to Essential George Jones, The Spirit of Country, highlighted Jones's ability to transform a ballad into a cathartic experience, turning it into a primal cry of anguish. Colin Escott, a country music historian, underscored Jones's foundational role in contemporary country music, with many artists expressing deep reverence for his influence. Waylon Jennings, in his song It's All Right, mused that if everyone could sound as they wished, they would all sound like George Jones. Merle Haggard, in the wake of Jones's passing, likened his voice to a Stradivarius violin, deeming it one of the greatest instruments ever made. Emmylou Harris celebrated Jones's artistry, noting that when he sang, he elevated a song to the status of a work of art. The documentary Same Ol' Me captured numerous country music stars expressing their admiration, with Randy Travis noting Jones's ability to infuse every word with a lived-in quality, Tom T. Hall praising his unparalleled message delivery, and Roy Acuff expressing a genuine desire to sing like Jones. In recognition of his enduring impact, Rolling Stone bestowed the 24th spot on George Jones in their 2023 list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. Furthermore, the podcast Cocaine and Rhinestones boldly declared Jones the focus of its second season, asserting him as the greatest country music singer ever. Death. In 1999, a pivotal moment shook the world of country music as George Jones faced a life-altering accident, crashing his SUV near his home. Transported to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, the aftermath led to a 2-week hospital stay. Following the incident, Jones pleaded guilty to drunk driving charges in May of that year. Despite acknowledging occasional wine and beer consumption in his memoir, he asserted control over his drinking urges, declaring to Billboard in 2006 that the accident had instilled a fear, compelling him to quit smoking and drinking. This transformative period marked a shift in Jones's trajectory. Post-accident, he released The Gospel Collection in 2003, a testament to his enduring musical journey. Notably, he made appearances, including the Johnny Cash Memorial Concert in 2003, singing Big River alongside Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson. Recognition continued to flow as he received the Kennedy Center Honor in 2008, a testament to his enduring impact on the country music landscape. In 2010, Hits I Missed and One I Didn't, his final studio album, showcased covers of hits he had passed on and a remake of his iconic He Stopped Loving Her Today. The accolades culminated in the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award bestowed upon him in 2012. The latter part of Jones's journey unfolded with health challenges. In March 2012, an upper respiratory infection led to hospitalization, setting the stage for a series of health-related events. By August 14, 2012, he announced his farewell tour, the Grand Tour, a poignant chapter in his storied career. The tour encompassed scheduled stops at 60 cities, culminating in a final concert in Knoxville on April 6, 2013. Jones's Bridgestone Arena concert, initially slated for November 22, 2013, remained unfulfilled. Hospitalization on April 18, 2013, due to a slight fever and irregular blood pressure, marked a critical juncture. Postponements ensued, and on April 26, 2013, Jones, aged 81, bid farewell to the world. The funeral, a gathering of luminaries, featured eulogies from former First Lady Laura Bush, Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam, and poignant musical tributes from artists like Vince Gill, Alan Jackson, and Kenny Chesney. Buried in Woodlawn Cemetery in Nashville, Jones's passing reverberated globally. Radio stations paid tribute by modifying playlists to honor the legend. Amidst the outpouring of grief, Nancy Sepulvado, his wife of nearly 30 years, shared poignant insights into their tumultuous yet deeply connected relationship. In a heartfelt interview with the Tennessean, she recounted George Jones's final moments. Amidst complications from a respiratory infection, unable to speak for days, Jones suddenly opened his eyes, greeting his wife with a profound, "Well, hello there, I've been looking for you. My name's George Jones." In that poignant moment, as he closed his eyes, Sepulvado believed he was conversing with God. Beyond the accolades and tributes, George Jones's legacy resonates in these intimate details, underscoring the impact of his life not just on the music industry, but on those who shared his journey intimately. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.